a big believer that when you surround yourself with the best, it kind of gets the best out of you, and that's really why I went in the portal. I wanted to play for a program where, I mean, you're expected to be the best, you're surrounded with the best, you got the best resources, and at the end of the day, if you don't do well, it's kind of on you because you got so much stuff that's pointing towards you to be good. It's just got to be you. You got to go out there and perform.
Charles Davalan is raking for the Razorbacks.
A high drive by Davalan to right field. Back it goes. You gotta get out of here. 2 home runs, including a grand slam for Charles Davalan.
And he came a long way to get here. Really. He grew up in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
The stereotype is real. I played hockey when I grew up, probably until the start of high school, and I just loved baseball more.
And that love led him to a long-shot dream to play college baseball in the U.S. And with minimal baseball talent being recruited out of Canada, he had to take matters into his own hands to get noticed.
I just wanted to have a shot to play college baseball, and I actually downloaded Twitter, and I posted a couple videos, and then I got reached out by a couple JUCOs.
He got one offer, Florida Gulf Coast, and he made it count. But he wanted more. So Davalan entered the transfer portal, and Arkansas came calling.
I'm a big believer that when you surround yourself with the best, it kind of gets the best out of you, and that's really why I went in the portal. I wanted to play for a program where you're expected to be the best.
Driven by Davalan to right field, and it's out of here. Charles Davalan's giving the Razorbacks the lead.
Now he's leading off for the #1 team in the country and has more home runs than strikeouts.
I fit pretty good in the leadoff, and honestly, it's pretty easy. I'm getting more pitches to hit, I feel like, just because I got big sluggers behind me, so they don't want to face them, they want to face me.
Davalan's quick to deflect the credit, and he has stayed humble despite all his success.
I got to remember myself that, I'm from Canada. Not a lot of people get to do this, but it's truly a blessing just to be a Razorback.
Davalan a swing. It may have the distance. Davalan's giving them the lead with a 3-run homer.
He rakes and he works like someone who still can't believe this is real.
Yeah, I just hope they see that I'm a small kid from a small town that just loves the game, and I'm ready to do anything to win a national championship. That's the only thing that I feel like Razorback baseball hasn't done.
Charles, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
How do you say your name?
Charles Davalan.
Okay, I thought so, but you never know. We get in these conversations, and all I know is like I'd you're just hitting bombs.
Thank you.
So I'm here to learn a little bit more about that on the Hog Pod. Do you go by Chuck?
Yeah, I'd say most people call me Chuck, but whatever's fine.
Your friends, your teammates, they call you Chuck.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so have we thought about like switching that up, like when they announce you or anything like that?
I mean, they can if they want to, but no, I haven't put a request in or whatever.
All right, well, let's just get into at the time we're recording this. I can look at your stats here, but it's ridiculous. I feel like you've scored a run in like 20 of 21 games. You're hitting 400. You got 37 RBI, 11 home runs, perfect fielding percentage. If you strike out, people wonder what's wrong, which is.
Real quick, do that card again because he hit a home run last time.
Oh, okay. Actually, hopefully we can leave that in. I hope the audio picked that up. So Haley, our producer, just said, nope, not 11 home runs. You hit another one last night. That's right, 12 home runs. You're over there laughing. I'm glad you're having so much fun with us because it's fun to watch you play.
Thank you.
If you strike out, we are like, what happened? Because you've only had 9 on the season. More home runs on the season than strikeouts and you're the leadoff hitter. Has coach said, hey, man, if you keep doing this, we might have to move you back in the lineup?
No, I think I fit pretty good in the leadoff, and honestly, it's pretty easy. I'm getting more pitches to hit, I feel like, just because I got big sluggers behind me, so they don't want to face them. They want to face me, so I'm just getting more pitches.
What kind of hitting streak? Are we on a hitting streak that X number of games that you've had a hit or not had a hit? Do you know these things?
I saw a tweet not too long ago. I think it's maybe 15 plus. I'm not sure, but we are on one. So hopefully I can keep it going.
So what's going on with you? Are you just does it look like a beach ball when it comes in there?
No, I think I'm just swinging at good pitches. Like I just said, I'm getting more pitches to hit because I got really good hitters behind me. And I think when, everybody talk about it, but the hitting's contagious. The whole offense is going well. So we're getting to see more pitches, more pitchers too. We're getting deep in their bullpens. And then their stuff is just going to go down when we're getting to see more pitchers too. So, we're just doing a good job collectively.
It may sound like a silly question, but what are you going to do when you're not this hot? How do you handle that?
Yeah, one big thing is that, no matter if it's going well or wrong, you just got to keep smiling. That's one thing that I want to do every day is when I walk through this door in the facility, I think I just want to smile no matter if it's going well or hard. I think that's what this team this year is doing so well. It's just we go so long together and we're just so happy to be here, to be a Razorback. And really that's one of my goals. I was struggling early in the season, but I kept smiling, kept working, and really that's my plan.
I hear that from everybody we talk to on the team.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a feeling, I don't know if you want to call it vibe, culture, what. How would you describe what it's just like to be in this program right now?
I mean, it's awesome. It's not only the players, but it's the coaching staff too. Everybody's happy with this team. Like I said, we work so hard on it daily and just to show it on the field. I think that's what makes the process. Again, like we got some players on the bench that they would be playing probably at every other school, but they're not complaining about not being in the starting lineup. They're just, like I said, they're smiling to be here. It's an experience, and that's one thing that maybe I didn't understand when I was in the portal. But getting here, really, I've been lucky to just be so around so many good people and just to be a Razorback. And yes, right now it's going well, but even if it's gonna go bad, whatever, I gotta remember myself that I'm from Canada. Not a lot of people get to do this, but it's truly a blessing just to be a Razorback.
You are from Canada. I was gonna get to that and ask you how you got here from Canada. I mean, you can say by plane. That's fine.
No. No, yeah.
But how did you end up, growing up in Canada and end up being a Razorback?
Yeah. So the stereotype is real. I played hockey when I grew up.
Like your whole life?
Yeah, probably until the start of high school. It was between hockey and baseball, and then the conflict started. Like the schedule kind of like overlapped, so I had to choose between one and the other, and I just loved baseball more. It was more challenging. Baseball is a game of failure, so that's what I loved about it. You can always improve on a daily basis. And so I just decided to play baseball, and then from there I played a bit of high school back home. High schools are really different from here. I'd say that's one of the big, like high school sports are super different. You don't have like a fan base kind of, or like there's probably 5 high schools that played baseball.
Your area?
No, in the whole state probably.
What state were you in?
Quebec, so it's actually a province. We call it province, but it's basically the same thing. So,
give us a little Canada education here. How many of those you have?
You're putting me on the spot. Yeah. But no, I think there's like 13. I might be completely wrong, but no. So Quebec's like one of the bigger ones, but then Ontario, everybody probably knows Ontario with Toronto. That's a big city. But no, so I'm from Montreal, Quebec. So I just played hockey and then baseball. And then, like I said, went to a high school that provided baseball, and then we can only play in the summer because the weather, of course, is not the greatest over there. And then with COVID, it got super hard with me because, back home in Canada, they shut down a lot of things, and then you couldn't really play sports when it was shut down. So, my goal was just to play college baseball. It would have been JUCO, D2, whatever. I just wanted to have a shot to play college baseball, and so I talked to my mom. I actually downloaded Twitter because one of my teammates did the same thing, and I posted a couple videos, and then I got reached out by a couple JUCOs. Just by that was kind of my recruiting process. And then actually a head coach from a academy, TNXL Academy, which is in Orlando, Florida, he contacted me, and he was like, hey, we'd love for you to come for your last 2 years of high school just to play with us and then hopefully showcase what you got. So, of course, in Florida, the restrictions were completely different with COVID. So I actually, me, my mom, and my dad, we put everything in a car and we drove. It was probably 27 hours. So we drove down in Florida, and then, yeah, for the year and a half, I was over there. I played for TNXL Academy, and then I got my only offer, which was Florida Gulf Coast University. And then from there, I went in the portal, and then I'm on a Razorback right now.
When you started focusing on baseball, did you have the goal of becoming a college player?
Yeah, I'd say that no one in my family played baseball, so I'm kind of self-taught. A lot of the teammates here laugh at me of just how much I watch baseball, like the highlights. Even after a weekend series, I'll have my phone and my computer posted on the bus, and I'll just be watching the highlights. But I just love it, and that was one of my goals. I didn't matter really the level, if it was JUCO, and I knew I just wanted to have a shot to play. Not a lot of people from back Canada, and especially Quebec, get the shot to go to the college level for baseball. But it's getting better, I'd say. But, yeah, I just wanted a shot.
Well, I'm kind of struck by the idea that you quit playing hockey, which I'm guessing you were pretty good.
I was super undersized, so I wasn't bad, but it was starting where I was getting kind of hit hard and all that.
It's a little bit like football.
Yeah,
like if
exactly.
you're not big enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you go away from the main sport there, and you're playing sort of a niche sport.
Yep.
And that's hard because it's not really set up to develop you to be a big time player. And it sounds like that you just loved it and started working. And I imagine that call from the school in Florida that to spend your last 2 years in high school was like a huge deal for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds like it was a game changer.
Yep. Oh, those 2 years, it completely changed my life.
How did they find you?
On Twitter. So he runs like a Twitter account, whatever. But I posted the videos, and then he contacted me through Twitter, and then we had a couple Zoom calls, and then I went over there. But no, those 2 years are probably the biggest years of my life. That just my game went, like, I just kept going, getting better, and I came from Canada where you only played probably outside for 4 months to Florida where you played 12 months outside, and I just kept getting more experience, getting better, and then I guess from there went on getting better.
So you got one offer, Florida Gulf Coast. That's not too far from Orlando, right?
No, it's in Fort Myers, so like 2.5.
Were your parents able to be in Florida a lot?
My mom, they're my biggest supporters, I'd say. But no, they were there for quite a bit. With the rules, they can't stay like longer for I think it was like half a year with the visas and all that. So they stayed maybe. I was mostly by myself down there, but yeah.
You must have had to grow up kind of fast.
Yeah, I have 2 older brothers, so I'm kind of like the third child, so I had to learn from them, but yeah.
Yeah. What do they do, by the way? Are they around?
So one's a sales representative and another one's a doctor.
In the U.S. or Canada?
No, both they're still in Canada.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So there you are. What's the name of the school again?
TNXL Academy.
TNXL
so it's actually
Academy.
We do online. We did online school at least. So like more like a baseball academy.
Like a prep sports academy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Florida Gulf Coast, you get the offer and you're going to go play college baseball. That must have felt really cool at the time.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it was kind of my dream. My dream came true, and then from there I had other dreams, and I wanted to accomplish it. But no, I'm extremely grateful for what the coaches did over there for me, and I had a blast. It was really fun.
So tell me about, you spent 1 year there?
I did, yes. Sir.
Tell me about your year.
I mean, it was full of up and downs like baseball is usually, but no, I was extremely lucky to be able to play as a freshman. I played every day. I had a lot of good older players in front of me. I mean, we had a pretty good team. We could hit really well. No, I mean, it was fun. Like I said, it was in Florida, so I was more, I knew the region quite a bit, but it was hot. I mean, it was gritty. It was mid-major. It's a lot different from here, but I loved it.
Yeah, it would take some adjustment. I mean, I know you played down there for 2 years, but then the baseball is, in college is a little bit different.
Absolutely.
Maybe some more bus rides and, and things like that. So did you feel like you had a good enough season where you're going to get interest from other programs?
I wasn't really thinking about it in the season. I was just trying to go to play, and then it was probably 2 weeks after our conference tournament we lost, and coming back on the bus ride, I was just really just thinking about how like the season went or whatever. But 2 weeks later, I spoke with my advisor, and really we just thought what would be best. I'm a big believer that when you surround yourself with the best, it kind of gets the best out of you, and that's really why I went in the portal. I wanted to play for a program where, I mean, you're expected to be the best, you're surrounded with the best, you got the best resources, and at the end of the day, if you don't do well, it's kind of on you because you got so much stuff that's pointing towards you to be good. It's just got to be you. You got to go out there and perform.
What position were you playing at Florida Gulf Coast?
So I played half the season second base. I probably would have played the whole season at second if it wasn't for our right fielder got injured, so I moved out to the outfield later on the second half.
And you're playing outfield here. So you get in the portal. What kind of interest did you get?
The first day, there was quite a bit of interest, especially from like the schools like down in Florida, whatever, that we had midweeks against. And then, there was a lot of interest, but me and my advisor, we had a good plan going into it, and we really just sorted out what type of schools I wanted to lead my interest towards.
You hit 288, 10 home runs, 37 RBI. You've already passed your home runs and RBIs in a whole season at Florida Gulf Coast here, playing against more difficult competition. But I mentioned those numbers because those aren't like just massive numbers that everybody's going to be paying attention to you. So how did you get interest from Arkansas? What were they interested in? What was it about you that caused the interest?
Yeah, I think I know I spoke with Coach Warrens and Coach Thompson a lot on the phone, but I think it was one of a coach that played us actually in our conference that he reached out to them and he was like, hey, you should probably take a look at this kid. Like we liked him playing against him. But I think it's just I could bring the whole package. I know the coaches going into off season, that was one of their main goals, getting more athletes in the way. And I think they watched film and they liked how I played. I play kind of fast, kind of with my head on fire. So I think that's what they liked.
Is speed one of the better parts of your game?
I'd say it's one part of my game. I wouldn't say it's the better part, but yeah.
And so what made you decide to come to Arkansas?
I mean, like I said, it was my last visit here, but it doesn't really get better than this. I mean, really one of my goals going into the portal, I wanted to really make a challenge on me. I wanted to go play somewhere where, it's going to be challenging. It's not easy to be a Razorback. But no, because it's expected to win every game. If you lose a game, it's kind of the end of the world here. I mean, but that's what I wanted. I wanted that challenge. And like I said just before, you get surrounded by so many good stuff here, so many good coaches. We got nutritionists, you got a strength coach that's amazing, and you get good players. And at the end of the day, it's all of that is pointing for you to get better. You just got to do it. So that's what out of all the schools that I visited, this was my last visit, and that's what I felt the most. And, I came here and I asked questions with the coaches, and they responded all to my questions. I talked a lot with Coach Thompson about hitting approaches, and I felt we just clicked there. And, yeah, really, I knew it was going to be a challenge, but that's what I wanted.
Did you have a tough decision to make? Was there anybody else that you're kind of like, I might go there?
Yeah, it was actually funny because me and my mom, she came on every visit that I did. But after every visit, I was like, oh, crap, because maybe this is a place. And like I said, Arkansas was my last visit. So I visited a couple schools before, and I was like, oh, I want to go here. And then, oh, no, I want to go here. And then, Arkansas was the last visit. And, it was completely different. I think it was just from me coming from Canada, where baseball's not huge, and then going to Florida Gulf Coast where it's a mid-major, like the facilities are different, to then just going to more bigger schools. And on the visit, you see my eyes jumped open. But
can you let us know who a couple of those schools were so that we can know who missed out on you?
I'd rather not. I'd rather not
yeah,
say. Yeah.
It's okay.
That's
fun. So you get here. How did it go?
In the fall, it was, like I said, it's kind of like a dream come true. You got so many good coaches. We had a plan out in the fall already, and then we just competed with our teammates. I mean, we got so many good players here. I remember one of my first workout here, our strength coach said, like, get used to it. Like, your teammates are going to be big leaguers, you know, like you're currently playing with big leaguers where it's, I've never came from a spot where that is like, that's the truth, but here it is the truth. And just, I think the combination of good coaches and good players, it just creates a competitive environment where you can't really slack a day off because you're going to get guys behind you that wants to take your spot, and that's perfect. That's what you want in a program, because then the competitive aspect just gets bigger, and then that's how you get players to get better.
Did you feel like you kind of hit the ground running, picked up where you left off, like took a step immediately, fit right in, or was it kind of hard? I mean, obviously it's challenging, but
yeah.
I mean, like, you know, like I was talking to Cam Kojo the other day, and he's like, I didn't have a very good fall, you know, and just kind of kept working at it, and it sort of came together.
I was extremely grateful to play in the Cape Cod League this summer, where you face really good competition. So maybe that gave me a little bit of an edge to start. But I feel like I just came here and I really trusted the coaches, what they wanted me to do. And really, I think everybody could say, like, I remember our first game here, we scored like our first inter squad, actually, we scored like 30 runs as a team, as an offense. And so that was pretty cool. I feel like almost everybody, like, maybe except for Cam, but we see what he's doing right now. Which,
yeah. So who would you say is responsible, besides you? Obviously, you got to do it, for the way you're hitting, seeing the ball, and playing.
Every single player, and then every single coach. Again, I have maybe like you mentioned, 40 RBIs, but I mean, I can't always get myself in. So there's players behind me and in front of me that get on base. And then, like I said, I got Vahiva Aloy, Brent Heyerdahl, Cam Kojo that behind me. The pitchers don't want to face them. They want to face me. Because if I get on base and then they got to face them, it's like, I mean, good chance we're probably going to score a one with them. So, no, everybody. And then the coaching staff. I mean, a lot of people don't see what the coaches do in their office. I was there maybe 30 minutes ago just looking at scouting reports for this weekend. They work hard, and, you know, they're here from the morning. I get here probably one of the first, and then all their trucks are there in the parking lot. They're here from the morning, then they leave last. This coaching staff is really dedicated, and I feel that most of the credit has to go to them.
What's the key to being a good hitter?
Everybody's got their hints. For me, it's just, like I said, getting on base, putting the ball in play, and just breathing. Like I said, be happy. You know, you're not always going to go 4 for 4. You're going to go 0 for 4. And one thing that I want to focus on is that every day I want to be a better hitter. It doesn't matter if I go 4 for 4. Like, I can go 0 for 4, but I've learned from that. And the next day I'm going to be a better hitter because I've learned from mistakes. And for me, it's just every day you got to be a better hitter.
It seems like that's the mentality of this entire team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does that come from – I know it's all everybody and all the coaches and whatever, but, I mean, you've been on other teams before, and you probably loved all your teammates.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just – I don't know. It's felt like a power program for several years, and you know, the history of Arkansas baseball with Coach D and then Coach DVH and just how it's grown and the consistency. But I don't know, this year and the attitude – it feels like it's even on a different level. Like there's a comfort and a peace about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like no fear of failure. Like if we fail, we fail. Like it just, but we're gonna be this way.
Yeah, I think in the fall, I know Coach Van Horn spoke about it, that the fall was extremely challenging and different. Like I said, we kind of went to war with each other, the teammates. You know, we're teammates, but in this inter squad, I'm trying to put a good swing on you, and I'm trying to get on base. And I feel that everybody had that mentality, and that's just where now we're combining that. And then instead of me against you, it's us together against, you know, the pitcher or whatever on the other team. So I just think it's the fall. We really went to work. We had a goal, and, you know, we know we're talented, but we just put the work in.
Speaking of the work, what's the work look like for you outside of games? What kind of time are you spending working on your craft? What are you doing?
Yeah, like I said, I like to get here early. I'll usually just relax, maybe get some treatment, and then me and a couple of hitters will go out in the Fowler hit before practice, just work on stuff that Coach Thompson has talked to us about. And then, sometimes you got to work on stuff that you maybe I can get into details, but to start the year, we looked on 5 tool, which is we have cameras around the field where it tracks your body movement and whatever. And my lead block leg was actually getting weaker. So ever since then, I've been working on stuff like that with a water bag or just some drills like that. So, we have a plan every day. You got sometimes, that was my lead block for me where I was struggling with that. So I had to tweak that. And so me and other guys will go in the Fowler, work on stuff. Then we'll come back in maybe 20 minutes before practice, go have our practice. And then at night, if you want extra reps, the coaches are always up to it, or, we would go there and get more reps if we need to.
Did you have a high leg kick and you changed that too?
Yeah, so I came in with it actually started last year. So I actually started with a smaller leg kick, and then I struggled with that. So I went to a toe tap, what I'm currently in. And then at the end of the year, I went with a bigger leg kick, where a lot of people think it's for me to have more power. It's actually the complete opposite. I just felt that my timing was much better with my leg kick, just because I started so much earlier where the pitcher couldn't rush me. So it worked for me there, and the summer it worked, and in the fall. And like I said, I think if you look at my numbers or whatever, deep and dive and what I did at the start of the year, I wasn't getting beat by anything fast or whatever. I was getting beat by stuff slow. So it wasn't a timing problem. It's just maybe my lead block or whatever. I was just jumping too much. So it just felt comfortable for me to go back to a toe tap, and it's been working.
You sound like you love baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You just love doing it. It's not, none of it's work. It's just part of it for you.
Yeah. It is no one's played baseball in my family, but it's just something I fell in love with. If you watch my social media feed, it's almost all baseball. I just love it. You can learn a lot of it from the internet. I think that's what's cool with this generation of baseball. There's now new metrics, new data coming in, where at the past couple of years that we didn't have. So that's pretty cool, and I just love all that. I feel like I play the game the old way, but I like to integrate new stuff too. So you can learn a lot on the internet with baseball, and just watching back so many games. That's just by watching other games, you gain experience from that too, to where you can put it in your own craft.
So you mentioned all the resources here and all the coaches and all that. I want to go back to your roots a little bit. Tell me about you told me about your siblings and you being the youngest of 3 boys.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your parents and just the impact they've had on you and the help they've given you to get you to this point.
Yeah, they were both track runners, long distance runners. That's how they met. My dad's from France, and then my mom's from the Ontario, which is the English speaking part of Canada. So they met in France with the running, actually, and then they pushed me to be the best version of me. They always want me to be respectful. That's their main goal. That's how they raised me. Really, it's just they want me to be a good kid at the end of the day, and they want me to not be average in anything I do. And just if it's school, they want me to work hard in school. If it's baseball, they want me to work hard in baseball. And they've supported me ever. If I would have said I want to be an astronaut, they would have supported me anyway. So I got to give props to them. They're awesome.
Is your goal to play in the big leagues?
It is, yes, sir.
That was a dumb question.
No.
But I had to. I want to make sure.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Do you have any aspirations outside of baseball? Or is that just where you are right now?
Yeah. Kind of baseball. If the baseball as a player doesn't work out, I'll probably want to be a coach or a scout. So
okay.
Baseball is probably my environment.
Biggest differences between growing up in Canada and what you've experienced in the U.S.?
Yeah, so a lot of people think it's huge differences, but it is kind of similar. But no, I'd say the sports here in the U.S. is a big deal. Just also being here in Arkansas, if you're from Arkansas, you're probably a Hawks fan, and you're not only a baseball fan, you're baseball, football, women's soccer, you're basketball fan for the Hogs, which is pretty cool. We don't have that back home. If you're back home and you like hockey, you're probably a Montreal Canadiens fan. But yeah, I'd say that's the biggest difference.
I don't know if it's still true, but I had a friend years ago that played professional golf and played a lot of mini tours in Canada, or some of them. There's a Canadian tour, and he was like, there's no Dr. Pepper. I don't get Sports Center. There's some other thing, or the TSN or whatever it is.
Yeah, so channels like that, we have like TSN or whatever.
Yeah.
More Canadians, like Canadian channels. So I guess that's true. And I think he's right. There's no Dr. Pepper. Probably there is.
Yeah.
But
That's a long time ago. But there's some subtle differences.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like that, and to some people that's a big deal. Like if that's your drink of choice.
Yeah.
But the sports culture's way different here, and that's interesting. Yeah, and you love that.
Yeah, I've never felt something like this in my life, so it's pretty cool to just, no disrespect to where I even came in my first year at college, but there's nothing quite like the fans here, so it's pretty cool.
So do you consider yourself Canadian or American now?
I'll always be Canadian.
Yeah.
But
see, that was a trick question. I just, somebody as loyal and with as high character as you, I was just seeing if we could get you.
Yeah, I got you.
But that's the American way.
Yeah.
I'm playing. What do you do when you're not playing baseball?
You're gonna think I'm boring, but watch baseball or just I play video games, but I probably play MLB The Show, which is a baseball game. So
you watch any TV, Netflix, any other streaming services? Yeah,
YouTube,
shows?
but I watch
baseball.
Yeah, the highlights.
Yeah. And Tom Amansky videos from back in the day.
No,
Fred McGriff, Crime Dog, skills videos.
Yeah, so I'm pretty boring, but that's what I like.
YouTube. Well, hey, that's what you're here.
Yes,
that's your thing to do, man.
Yes, sir.
Do you cook, anything like that?
Oof. No, I guess that's the one thing that I've become American in. Well, it's not disrespect.
No, it's true. We just eat out.
No, yeah, but we don't have fast foods back home. We have small shacks, whatever, where there's poutine. I don't know what that is.
Tell me.
That's fries, gravy, and cheeseburgers, and that's really good. That's our meal, I guess, our Canadian meal, whatever. But every time I go back to Canada, I'll eat that first with 2 hot dogs on the side. But no, I guess I don't really cook here. I just eat out. So
you know what you should do? You got to get the Alloy brothers to go to Canada with you and eat a couple meals, and then you go to Hawaii. It'd take a year to get all that done with all the travel.
Yeah,
but that's those are two different kind of cuisines.
Yeah, I think that's what's cool about this team too. We've got people from all over the world. We got a lot of Cali people, which Bronco brings the energy every time, and then we got some players from Hawaii, which is almost like their own, island or whatever. Then we got an Australian, of course, Ardell. So we just all blend in together well.
You part of that fishing group that goes out there to Lake Norm?
I hate fishing. It's too boring for me just to watch it pull. But I know there's a good group that goes fishing actually.
Yeah, right out there behind the right field wall. I ask everyone pretty much that we bring on the Hog Pod if they're a player. How do you hope, whenever your time here is done, how do you hope Razorback fans remember your time here?
I just hope they see that I'm a small kid from a small town that just loves the game, and I'm ready to do anything to, win a national championship. That's the only thing that I feel like Razorback baseball hasn't done. So I think that's the whole team. That's what we want to do. So I think we got a special team, and we'll see what happens.
Now, I'm a little naive on you told me a little about geography in Canada, but I just some might wonder this question: did you grow up with the English language the whole time, or did you have to learn English?
Yeah. So my first language is French, so that's why I probably have a strong accent. But I speak more French than English.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So do you ever mess around in the clubhouse and
yeah, there's some players that ask me swear words or whatever, but yeah, so
of course that'd be it.
Yeah.
Of course that'd be it. And then if you strike out or something, you can say a swear word in French, and the umpire's not gonna.
Well, my parents are at the games often, so I can't be doing that. They'll probably get on me after games, but yeah.
Yeah. Chuck. Yeah. It was really good to meet you, Chuck.
Thank you. Good to meet
Charles,
you too.
Chuck,
Thank you.
Davalan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's keep crushing, man.
Awesome.
What word do you guys use? Keep Raking?
Yeah, I think rake's like the big word we use this year. So, yeah, we tell like everybody like that they rake or whatever, just confidence booster. But no, it's funny. We walk in there and whatever, and like we don't even say "I." We just say, "Hey, you rake" or whatever, stuff like that.
That's cool. That's
yeah.
fun. It's good good times around the clubhouse. All right, man. Keep raking.
Awesome.
You rake.
Thank you. You rake. Awesome. Thank you for your time.